Hi, and welcome to today's live audition to Who Wants to Marry a Foreigner, reality TV pilot for Bachelor number 2, George Wiley. And we are live, so today you guys can ask him any of your burning questions you might have. Now let's check out the 10 ladies today's Bachelor has chosen from his 1,300 match guarantee ladies. So, what do you guys think? Is George realistic with his lady choices? If so, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you think he's out of his league and he's going to strike out. Before we get going, check out this nightmare story from a Bachelor contestant that just went live just a few minutes ago.
I was having tea in a Lviv cafe when a stranger asked me if he could join me. Being Canadian, I was happy to oblige him. But then the next thing I knew, I felt a strange kind of dizziness. When I suspected that my tea had been drugged, I got up to leave. Then out of nowhere, I was grabbed, thrown in a car, driven out into the dark snowy woods, assaulted, robbed, and left for dead in a field. If a Ukrainian Good Samaritan had not seen my snow-covered body, I wouldn't be alive today to tell you my story. I woke up in what looked like a war-torn Lviv hospital with doctors standing over me. My survival journey is another chapter. My name is Dennis Novoselsky, and I'm a Bachelor number 1 in the contest, Who Wants to Marry a Foreigner?
All right, now just a few announcements. Great news, we still have over a dozen spots left, so that means you still have a good chance to win as any other Bachelor contestant. So what exactly do you win? 2 lucky Bachelors will win a Bachelor spot in the Who Wants to Marry a Foreigner reality TV show pilot, and they'll win our $10,000 lifetime match guarantee package. Unlimited dating and our full support until you walk down that aisle with your beautiful Ukrainian wife. So what are you waiting for? Don't take a chance on missing out. Go enter right now at Match Guarantee, spelled with a Y, /register, or you can click the registration link in the description below. You'll also want to subscribe to our channel right now. Smash the bell. You'll miss out on all 37 Bachelor editions, just like this one, coming to the YouTube channel almost every day now. If you smash the bell now, YouTube will notify you when they go live with the pilot reality TV show. Now, another announcement. I will be doing a live tonight about the cost of dating in Ukraine, and that will be at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Okay, without further ado, let's meet our Bachelor, George. Hi, George.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. How are you all today?
Great. So, what do you think your chances are of winning this Bachelor number 2 spot in our $10,000 lifetime match guarantee?
Well, I would think it's about 50-50, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit better if I make a good presentation on this video.
All right.
So, and I plan on trying to do the best I can.
Great.
Make it interesting.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you to take a walk down memory lane and share your past experiences looking for a wife in Ukraine. So how long have you been searching for a wife in Ukraine?
I would say for the last 2 years, maybe seriously. But I've been searching for someone since I was 40. I got married when I was 40, I found someone really quick at one of these small agencies in Russia, and just recently got divorced about 2 years ago. And since I didn't really get a really bad taste in my mouth, it wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst experience in my life. And I'm going back for round two again, as they say. So
All right.
yeah, I'm not discouraged, and I've been there, done it. So I've got a bit of the T-shirt. So I sort of know what I'm getting into here. It's not an easy thing to do. Definitely not.
Okay. So, how much money in total have you spent searching for a wife in Ukraine?
Um, I would say searching would be. I started back in 2010, and I would say, with the PPL sites and everything, over a period of time, um, a good 50,000 easily. The marriage, that's a little bit different, but that's if you want to start talking long games or whatever. But I don't believe she was playing a long game at the end. But when you break up, it happens, right? So it cost me
Sure.
millions in the long end, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the search, and I'd say in the 50,000, but maybe less, because I sort of know what I'm looking for. I know the scams because I've got a lot of information prior, because I was married for 20 years, so, or almost 20 years,
All
to a
right.
Slavic girl, so makes a big difference.
Okay. So, what pond were you fishing in? How did you meet these ladies? And what websites, agencies,
Oh
online
my
dating?
goodness. Yeah.
Which ones did you use?
I would say I went fishing just about everywhere, from the Asians to Anastasia, Dream Singles, online dating Ukraine. There's a whole bunch. I tried the Spanish, I tried the Asians, and they're all scams. They all got their own little way of playing it, but it's really is just a real scam. And if you don't go to an agency like Joe's agency, and there's none like it that I know of, and trust me, I looked, but I think it worked out pretty good for me that way. So I think Joe has got the more honest agency as agencies go. So
Okay, can you tell us how maybe some of these scams started, and then I'm going to start scrolling through some of the different ladies on there, and you can mention each
well,
one or talk about that.
okay, um, you weren't really supposed to show this one, but this is my ex-wife here. So as you can tell, I married. She was 11 years difference, and even for her, she told me afterwards, because she's learned English and everything, but she said even 11 years was a little bit more too much for her. But that's personal, so I've seen differences in ages a lot bigger than that, with even her own friends. But for her personally, 11 years was a little bit more too much for her. But that wasn't what broke up the marriage. It was other issues and stuff, which is really incidental, really. So it's neither here nor there. But I would say I got caught up in the same thing, all the propaganda that you would hear about, oh, the girls like the younger guy or the older guys, and you could do whatever you want, and and then when you start writing, you get all, they tell you what you want to hear, and if you're going to be naive about it and you're not going to see it for the reality of it, you're going to get burnt. And the thing is, the PPL sites are not going to say, well, give us a lot of money. They're going to hit you with, 50 or 100, 200, $300 at a time. And trust me, when you do get married, there is a possibility that even if it, on the best intentions, it doesn't work out. They learn the rules and they go to a lawyer, and the lawyers say, hey, you can do this and that. So, if you can get away with a prenup, I'd advise it really well, especially if you have things. And if you're fishing in the wrong pond, make a deal. I call it make a deal. So it's like, leave me, you get nothing. Stay with me, you get everything. So if they leave you real quick, like, oh, I got my green card and I'm out of here. those are the girls you want to avoid. And but if you make a reasonable deal and whatever, if that's what you want is a Barbie doll on your elbow and eye candy and not a real relationship, there's lots like that, and the PPL sites will take advantage of you. And I just heard a story, and the thing is, some of the guys there go with these unreal expectations. They don't look in the mirror and see what everybody else sees. They see what they want to see, and the people don't care about them. If you want to move on to a next picture.
Yeah, I'm trying as we're working on
Um,
it. We're having a little trouble here trying to get to that one, to the other
okay.
one. So,
Well, the other ones are some of the ones that I sort of, like everybody else, we all fall into, and we're sort of like, please, maybe make it true. You know, um, we all wish that that dream that we hear propaganda, the big age difference makes no difference. That's a crock of nonsense. It does, and if they say they don't, then that's rare. That's rare, in my opinion. Very rare to run into that. But it can happen, and we all keep our fingers crossed because that's what we want. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, here's some more ladies that
oh,
I found. So, can
yep.
you tell me a little bit about just
This one,
as I start going through them? I'm
yep,
going to go through them in a kind of a quick order. If there's a story that stands
yep.
out, or you can think of,
Oh
go ahead
yeah,
and share that.
oh yeah, because I tried really hard. This girl here, well, that's another girl from like Anastasia. This was one from the Asian site saying she's got friends. We'll do this, we'll do that. They all join in. It just craziness. This is from like Anastasia, one of the sites, just one of the pretty girls. Again, you start writing, you get an email, you never get more than a telephone number. And if you try to push for a video chat or anything live, it's like, oh, you don't trust me or this or that. And next thing you know, you're ghosted and they're gone. So um, again, these are all catfishing you, sending you these things saying, there's a thing of this is one that I did part of the hack scam, and I have absolutely nothing on there, no picture, no nothing for, I think it's Dream Singles or Anastasia. And I just keep getting email after email. And, I've even put in where if, you don't answer to my profile description, and say something specific, then don't write to me. Not one of them made anything specific towards my profile or send it, and hopefully they'll get somebody. Garbage. If you really read it, it's all just long walks, beaches, cook, this, that, Oh, do you do WhatsApp? Do you have Viber? Again, this is all these gotten absolutely nowhere. And this is like good 10 years there. And I've been at this for a long time. So as you can see, that's online dating, pay to receive one thing after another. And you get hundreds maybe in one day. And when you just sign up, and I wrote down I was 80 years old. Actually, this girl here, she's a stewardess, and I tried to ask for her phone number, and she says, "Oh, what? She's a stewardess? She's supposed to be up to date on all this stuff." So, as you can see, just a little bit on the thing. There's so much more that I just didn't. Oh, we got her email. Let's, do a video. Well, I don't do it. I don't see you. Again, it's just, you start chatting and, you try to test them and ask with your, my name on it. I feel comfortable with you anymore. And they look for any excuse after you get the email, you paid all the money. And once you're doing something for free, forget it. You might as well just shoot yourself in the head because you're not going any further. They're going to ghost you there or take you for a ride. It all depends on what level of the game they're going to play. They'll say, well, you know what? Yeah, these are all the same thing. All saying, yeah, I'd do anything. I'm into this. And trust me, I said I was into 50 Shades of Grey. I said I was into this. I said any girl would run with the descriptions that I made. And, and all of a sudden, it just seems like this one city just has all of a sudden all the same girls into the same thing.
Oh,
And you remember the old thing where you're talking to Igor, the translator, this and that? Well, guess what? Igor saw, me there and said, okay, all these girls, I'm in this area. Well, guess what? And I said, what is this convention of, this is the 50 Shades of Gray capital of Ukraine, and it was like, well, there is a lot of us around. And I was like, Again, the girls don't talk about these things. They don't, say, talk about sexual acts and stuff like that. That is garbage. Trust me, I married them. I have a huge following of friends here and family that are Russian and Ukrainian. And it's absolutely thing. And even they are, like, George, you're still doing this, you're still whatever, give up. And it's like, well, I haven't given up. I still like you guys. I just don't like the ex. That's all. So
Yeah.
yeah. So, but again, I found them very warm. You go visit, you can find it very cold. The people are whatever, very distancing. But as soon as you get past the door and they're like, you're in their house, it's like night and day. You like,
Absolutely.
how much do you want to eat? You this here, hey, eat, drink, here, this, there. Take my wife, take my child. No, I'm just talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they're very warm, very giving. I get along with my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, so well. She's still living here with me at the moment,
Mhm.
and it's hilarious because we joke and laugh, and she goes, this is so funny, and she's always helping out, but she's so warm and kind, and whatever. But I don't have a problem with Slavic people whatsoever. It's just in Canada we say we're all Canadians, but we don't all get along with each other. Just because we're Canadian, we don't have to like each other perfectly, right? So there's no automatic thing there. So yeah, you pick and choose your friends, family you're stuck with, well, until you divorce them.
Yeah.
But you know
So,
what? I think you need a really good sense of humor. Don't take things too seriously. And when they talk, listen, because they are saying something. And if you're hearing, but you don't listen, you're going to make a big mistake. And that's even when you first go dating or you get into a relationship, all that. I could go on for days for this, but go on there.
okay. So then, what are the top 3 things that you've learned that you'd like to share, guys, to help avoid some of the painful mistakes that you made?
Don't accept the propaganda that they tell you about the gauge gaps and this and that. Trust your gut. Like we go out to the bars in our own neighborhoods and stuff, and we know who to avoid and who not to. People tend to drop their guard when they go visiting and stuff. Don't drop your guard. If you think it's something weird, probably is. Do your homework for sure, and learn some of the language, and tell them you don't speak Russian or you don't even understand any of it. Why not? They do it all the time. Oh, I don't speak English. I don't, and they speak perfectly good English. Why? Because they want to listen to what you're saying and what you're thinking and everything else. But it's to be expected. They've heard horror stories about women being kidnapped and taken into the sex slave, this and that. And it's true. It does happen, and it's for real. And it's something they're very concerned about. And the guys that are just there for sex tourists and this and that, there's a lot of that where you have to be aware of why you're being treated that way. You're a stranger. They're a stranger to us. And, we tend to forget it's both ways. And, it's like any relationship, it takes two. Both of you have to work at it. Both have to do it. And I would say the last one, no, that was like 4 now. We're into 5. But take your time. Don't rush. This is not a race. Do you just jump into a marriage just like that? Don't. So when they say you got to visit more than once or twice, it's true. You really do, because what if it was the other way around? If someone just showed up once, and you're gonna marry them just because they showed up once for 2 weeks? I don't think so. So again, common sense is probably the best thing you could ever save when it comes to doing this. Spend a little common sense here and there, and do your homework, and don't be naive and fall for the PPL, 30-year difference, this, that, you get a Barbie doll, this, that, like this. Next thing you know, your house is gone, your piano is gone, your dog is gone, and, you're just like, well, I had a full set of hair when I first started. Gone now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, and it's so easy to just get totally lost, but have a sense of humor, and be yourself. Don't try too hard, but at the same time, be on your best behavior. And yeah, they'll look at you strange if you open the door and hold it, and especially if you keep holding it, because they'll just keep walking through. And I stood there for 1 minute holding the door one time in Russia, and it was hilarious because, and I was like, you're welcome, Pajalista, you're welcome, and it's like, they didn't get it because I was being sarcastic. Like, I hold the door at home, and, I say, oh, excuse me, did you say something? They go, no. Oh, I would have swore you said thank you for me holding the door for you. And it's like, oh, but don't be goofy, because they're used to being very serious, whatever, out in the public and stuff, which is, again, the culture and everything else. And just about every guy has been in the military, so they're pretty serious and intense people. But again, look at where they're coming from and their environment and life is there, compared to how things are, and opportunities. More opportunities out in the West than it is in the East, unless you can shine somehow. And they're all beautiful. They all shine. And, they not all these girls want to leave Ukraine. That's for sure. So don't fall for the 18, 25-year-olds and down, because trust me, if they're that gorgeous, they got all the choices they want. And when they know if they came here or to the West, they'd be gone in a second, and they'd be marrying somebody that's closer to their own age. And I brought my sister-in-law here, and she married someone 5 years, a Ukrainian guy. She's Russian. She married a Ukrainian Russian guy, 5 years difference. So, I'm not saying they try to keep it that way, but again, if you are comfortable with somebody or that type of person, that's who you do. So if you're short, you like a short person, then you date short people, or whatever, whatever is your thing. And language sometimes makes a big difference. And, it is a big deal for them to leave. And trust me, the nights I saw my ex crying, and I was like, what's wrong? And it's like, I miss my home. These girls are very attached. They're very there. Every day, my mother-in-law is talking to both her daughters 2 or 3 times every day. One's in Russia, and one's up the road. And they're connected by the hip easily. So you are marrying the family, depending on the girl. And but you can't get any warmer, tender, loyal, and just absolutely crazy, insane, fun girls that way. And that's what I found from that type of thing. But again, don't cross them. They won't call the cops, but they'll call Igor to pound you out, buddy. They take care of their business themselves. They don't muck about. They're very serious people. But again, look at where they're coming from. Super serious. They got it there. And don't you be too serious, but don't be like jumping around trying to be very flamboyant type of thing. And just be on your guard. Don't be foolish. Don't be spending, buying a fur coat on the first date. Really? Boots? No. What would you do back home? And you know what? Basically, if you do something there, use some imagination, bring a basket. And it's like, what are we doing? We're going on a picnic out in over by the water, or in the park or something. Oh, we're not going to a restaurant? No, we're gonna go out to a park. We're gonna enjoy. We got this. and you do something that you would do normally instead of trying to show off. Because it's the old things Joe would say is you raise that bar at the very beginning. Guess what? That bar has to stay that high unless or if not, your marriage is gonna die. Simple as that. Raise it high, you're gonna die. Or raise it too high. I'm a bone. Don't even know it. Sorry.
It's okay.
I know. I'm terrible.
That's okay.
I was gonna give Joe a real hard time if I got him as my interviewer, like this and that. I was gonna put little pictures in the background. Oh, he was gonna kill me because I thought right there would be a great picture of Joe. But
Well, you could still do it. Still put them up.
yeah, well, not for the video broadcast. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a little too late now.
Yeah.
Unless you want to wait for 20 minutes while I go.
No, that's okay. So, George.
No, don't. I realize that.
Are you ready to change your bad story into a good story with a happy ending?
Oh, dude, I've already done that. You got to remember, I did the ham scat before you guys even did it. I was, I already been going through this, and you know what? I've been really stressed out for 20 years, and I found my problem is I did not say what's on my mind. I kept everything in, kept it internal, not wanting to hurt people's feelings, this and that. And I was like, I'm going to have to get out of this mode because I'm getting stressed out. Because when I was in the military, you give me a hard time, I'm going to yell at you, and I'm going to, I was a sergeant. So it's like, now I'm going to be sergeant mode all the time, but not in a bad way where, it's like, I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. If this is not right, I'm going to say it. I'm not holding back anymore. I'm being unfiltered, So if I don't like somebody, I'm going to tell you, I don't like you. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Keep walking. Hit the road, Jack, and, you have to get serious. And the thing is, trying to internalize it, trying to hold on to all this stuff is just beat you up inside. And, it's like, well, I held off, because I felt there wasn't something right or in my marriages or even in dating the girls. I was like, where's the kiss? Didn't get the kiss. Didn't get the hug. Didn't get this. You're always not getting what you think is supposed to be normal. And if your spider senses say, you know what, there's something wrong, you're right. There is something wrong, and you should pay attention to that really strong. And, if you want to change your life around, get serious, do your homework, and do what you say you're going to do, and don't muck about. So, yeah, of course, I'm ready to change, and I'm hopefully I won't make the same mistakes as I did before, but I know where I fell down in my relationship in the past, and some of it you can change, some of it I can't change, and it's either you accept me the way I am or you don't. And basically now I'm just going to be upfront with people, and it's like, well, this is what it is. This is how it is. This is how I am. If you don't like it, see you later. I gotta go. I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm not going to waste my time with you or anybody else playing any games, because at 60 years old, I'm out of time playing games. I played the games. I've seen the games. I got the T-shirt. I got no longer the ring for it. But it's lost the hair. No, I lost the hair a long time before that. But open your eyes, look, see the forest, look past the trees and see the forest for what it truly is, which is the dating sites for what they truly are. If you really are serious about doing something like this, it's going to cost you money, in traveling. It's going to cost you money in dating. It's going to cost you money in a service that you, whatever, translating. If you don't have a half decent budget or a decent job, because, if you're living with your parents in the basement, don't come here. If you're 25 years old, don't come here, because you don't even know what you want at that age, really, in some ways, unless you're very mature. They're mature at that, but you know what? They still don't know what they want at 25. They're still trying to figure out a job. They're very job oriented, the ladies. And if you really want something out of life, you go for it. And you don't let anything stop you or anybody slow you down. And that's the way I'm going to look at it from now on. So, and it's like I say, you know, whatever problems I have, you know, I smoke. I smoke cigarettes. That's a problem. My ex hated that, you know, but I never smoked in the house. And it's, you know, I like to quit. I'm trying to quit, but I haven't quit yet. So again, it's something I'm going to tell everybody. I smoke. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not. Don't hide things, guys. If you're serious about doing this, the last thing you need is to hide anything. Be serious. Be upfront. If you're into this or you're kinky, you're this or that. No, if you're into the kinkiness, don't say it right away. You get to know the girl first. Trust me. You know, and you know what? Nothing wrong with a good sense of humor. It's they like teasing. They like just that sort of off the hat sort of, you know, like, you know, do you want something to eat? And you go, yes, 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 I want something to eat. And they're like, excuse me, you know, and like, you know, down, down. I'm going down. Yeah. It's like, you know, and learn some of the language, and you know, it's not hard. You know, I can teach you the first one. The first one I ever learned was besides TV, you know, which you all learn, Das Vidanya, but choo choo. Why? Because it sounds like a train, choo choo, and choo choo means small.
Mhm.
So you know, it's an easy one for us to pronounce and everything else. And you know, just learn simple words like hello, goodbye, you know, you know, давай, you know, привет, как дела, you know, хорошо, you know, дека меня, you
Спасибо.
know, спасибо. Oh, well, you know what? Put the old thank you very much, спасибо большое.
Uh,
Thank you very much, because
yeah.
that's very appreciated. You know, spokojной noches, have a good night.
Uh,
You know, oh, it's all those different things, and the more you can bring to the table and being honest and you know truly just show you're a good person. Go to church with them, show respect, and trust me, you go to church with the ladies and you show respect. That's what I did it with my ex. She wasn't sold on me until I went to church with her one time when I was there, and she said it was just the way you were at the church and show respectful and everything else. But again, they see a lot of these guys who are taking a lot of advantage of them over there. And if you are truly a decent guy and you got your act together and you show just normal, decent respect, and you know, just don't go overboard on things and be naive, you're going to be a breath of fresh air. Because I was told there's not too many nice guys that show up. So when you and me, and I showed up, I was like getting my phone was off the hook because the translators all heard I was in the area, and I was like, "Oh, we got a Canadian here. He's really a nice guy compared to all these other jerks we're getting," because they are a lot of them. Because there's a lot of guys that they sort of get lost and caught up in it. It's sort of like a net. They don't want to be in that net, but they go, oh, well, I can hear this and that, and I have all this. Well, let's throw the big net out, and now I'm going to jump into that. And all of a sudden, they sort of lost where they are. They haven't, you know, they've lost their way. You know, now they're going to fish here and fish there, and they're bouncing all over the place. And as long as you're bouncing all over the place, you can always start, but you're never going to finish anywhere. You know, because every time you start somewhere, and next thing you know, you're off you go somewhere else. And it's like someone with the ADD. You know, it's you're always, you know, your attention's constantly being distracted and you're bouncing around. So, and that's another thing. You know, you don't start dating and you're in the middle of a date, you get a phone call. You know, because the first thing they're going to do, turn your damn phone off the ring, because oh, we got other calls, other girls calling. Right there, even if you like the girl, you've already blown it. Right there. So there's a whole bunch of little dating little tricks that you need to really, really need to avoid when it comes to stuff like that. Um, But oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm changing it around. I'm just gonna be straight up about it. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna kill it. And same as here, I'm gonna be crazy on the interview. And if I can make you laugh, and I can make you cry, and whatever. But trust me, these dating sites are insane. You know, and all I can say is, if you got that gut feeling that it's not working, you're right. And then when it comes to the ladies, listen, but look and see what truly is going on, because too many guys go in there with their eyes closed, and they're in dreamland. I call it a fairy tale thing that a lot of guys, and even I got caught up. Oh, let's try an 18-year-old, let's try a 21-year-old, let's try a super hot one way out of my league that's a doctor and a scientist. Sorry. You may have a few things in common, or just talking wise, but when it comes to deep down, it's not going to be long term. So longevity is the thing. So again, don't lie to yourself about what your true chances are. Me, I'm 60. So unless I'm got to be in best shape as I possibly can. I got to have my act together for work or money wise, financially. I can't have alternative methods, saying, oh, I want to come for a wife and actually be there for sex. Again, big mistake, and they're going to read you. They're not stupid. They're not, it's not like you're different from they are. We're all the same there. So they can read you like a book, and they know it. And just by the way you carry yourself and the way you talk and even the way you sit. Because I've seen some guys that are so arrogant. It's like, oh, I've been here 6, 7 times. And it's like, really, dude? You haven't been, successful after 7 visits? Well, I got to ride those puppies, the little heifers are like, really, you got really the wrong attitude. You got to test drive the girls first. And if they're not good enough, then you don't, do whatever you want them to do, then there. And the poor girl, I was watching her, and she was like, when can I get out of this date? When can I go home? And I talked to the translator afterwards, and she says, we get too many of these guys like that. They're just out for sex. They're just out to take advantage. And they go, oh, well, I need to see another girl. Why? Because I had sex with her and it wasn't what I thought it would be. Really? Are you that narrow-minded, ignorant, whatever? I'm crazy. I'm wild. I'll do almost anything. But you know what? We all have a line. And the thing is, I call it the line of decency. If you're decent, go to Match Guarantee. If you're a piece of garbage, go to the PPL sites, spend all your money, because they will not feel sorry for you one little bit spending all that cash over there because you're a piece of garbage. Simple as that.
Okay. Great. Thank you for that. Okay, so next, let's help give the feeling of what your journey of success could look like with experiences of other guys.
Let me share a little bit more about my experience of working with Match Guarantee.
I was surprised. I was very inundated with the amount of ladies that I was going to meet. Very, very beautiful women.
So let's see, in total I went on around, it was 10 first dates. They were all incredibly beautiful, so much more than their photos. Compared to back home, yeah, I'm definitely out of my league.
Don't be super cautious. Relax, especially trust Joe and Match Guarantee, and personally I can put my stamp of approval.
Match Guarantee definitely delivered, I will say that, and I can't be happier really with the decision to go ahead and give it a try.
Joe and Match Guarantee made everything happen for me, and I couldn't be happier with where I'm at right now.
The expense of Match Guarantee is money well spent. It's a guarantee that you will meet women. It's a guarantee that you'll find somebody, and you'll also be able to do so in a very reasonable period of time.
Met some quality women, 2 of whom that I have a real connection with.
I've enjoyed it from, like I said, from start to finish. The girls seem like they're a lot more genuine. You can tell that the fraud or the fakeness that I've experienced in the past it isn't there.
They've done a wonderful job for me. So far, I can close my eyes and I can tell Joe, find me a girl, and I can trust that girl.
Match Guarantee is not a small investment, but it's a very good investment if you're really looking to find somebody.
Working with Match Guarantee is actually less cost, it's much more efficient, and you have a good process on the way where you actually will be successful in your search.
What did you pay? Let's start, Ash, for the unlimited matchmaking partnership. What did you pay?
$8,000 total.
And what do you say about that? Was it worth it?
So, first of all, to be honest with you, I didn't think it was real, so I had to come here first to meet you, know you're real or not. I came and met Joe, and I was impressed by him and Tatiana and Olga and the website and how organized and the connections with the ladies. So I had no hesitation whatsoever, and I'm glad to. It's worth it, and worth a lot more than that, yes.
What did you pay for the unlimited matchmaking partnership, and was it worth it?
So the investment was $8,000, but it was well worth it to find the right person that I can hopefully spend the rest of my life with, and I've got no real complaints, and I wouldn't hesitate to do it again.
Of course it's worth it. You're investing in yourself. You're not purchasing a car that you trade in the future or something frivolous. You're investing in your life, a life partner, as a matter of fact. So how can you say $8,000 investing in yourself isn't worth your entire life being happy with someone? Like, I came for 6 days. My very first date, we hit it off and have been like this ever since. So how can you not say that spending $8,000 for that kind of relationship in that short of time is not worth it?
If you're looking for a decent, honest company that will help you find the one, Match Guarantee is a perfect choice.
Very, very overwhelming experience to this point. I could not have asked for more. It's been a great, great experience.
I am utmost thankful and grateful to Joseph and his team for the counseling. Match Guarantee led me down the right path. You're doing it for more than just the fees you received. You get, you really want to help people.
So $8,000 may sound like a lot of money, but I can tell you that in my experience, the opportunity to meet a variety of different great women in just a little over a week's time, and to establish something meaningful with a girl who has incredible model-like beauty as well as a lot of depth of character. She speaks 4 different languages. She's very intelligent and family-oriented. It's quite a bargain at that rate, as far as I'm concerned.
For me, the hardest part was looking past the beauty and actually finding someone who I want to marry and be with the rest of my life.
So at the end of the day, I couldn't be more happy with this investing in myself and my future.
Stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street life,
Give Joe a chance, and you'll be very happy. You'll be satisfied.
Match Guarantee is the real deal. Match Guarantee kicks ass.
I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms. You look perfect tonight.
All right. So tell me, George, what specifically are you looking for in your future wife?
Wow. I would say like everybody else, just a normal person that's a little wild and crazy like myself that likes to get on the back of a motorcycle and do a few things. I'm like 60 going on 30 at times the way I think. I like go out dancing and this and that. But again, well, I'll stay at home and watch a good movie, good horror movie, science fiction, comedy, kids movies. I don't care. Um, you know, uh, I still work, so there's during the week I'll settle down. But the girl I want, she's got to be funny, take a joke. She's got kids, that's fine. If she wants kids, that's fine. If she's younger, I'll fish in any pond because I believe it's all about here. It's all the thing there because um, it really is because I've seen people that are very old and they're actually young, and other people that are old as the hills and they're still young and bouncing around geez, they're more active than I am, and I'm 60 and they're 90, like unbelievable, So again, it's you are how old you are, how old you feel, and your sense. So I really want wild and crazy, but also knows when to settle down, take it easy, get serious, and get to work type of thing. You know, I don't know who I'm looking for yet, but I'd like her to be similar to me, a little wild and crazy, not too stuck up, for lack of better words. We say it in the West. We don't want them stuck up and too above us. Don't get me wrong. I drive for a living, but I'm an engineer, so I'm far from stupid. I do computers, this, that, you name it. I've got my hands into just everything. Now I'm doing videoing and editing, stuff like that. So um, I'm not a boring person when it comes to it, unless I'm just sitting around, I'm tired, and I want to watch TV, like any guy, and feed me a big meal. My stomach's full, I'm going to bed. I pass out. But that's the 60-year-old guy in me, But I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, well, let's go do this. We'll build a shed. Let's go do. I work with 30-year-olds. My music, I listen to the newest music out there. So if you don't like dance music, electric stuff, you don't like being around younger people, there. If you're an old fart, I'm there. And I find myself, I'm more in tune with people in their 30s and 40s. Like me personally, the people I make friends with and I tend to hang out with, and the people who are my own age, very few I even want to even spend any real time with. It's a very small group of people because I would say I'm a free spirit. So it's like, well, let's go to the beach. I live 2 minutes away from the beach. Let's go down there and hang out there and cause trouble. And don't be surprised if I throw some sand down your back or down your pants or whatever. I'm out to have fun. It's I've worked really hard. I've worked all my life, and I retired and I work part time. And I just do it because it's fun. I work when I feel like it, and it's easy, and it's no homework. I've done all the homework I need to do, so I don't need to take my work home with me. So I go out, have fun, enjoy it, and then I work as hard as I play, and I like to play pretty hard too. So let's go up north on my motorcycle. Let's go chase some this and that. Let's go cause trouble. Let's go downtown. I love going downtown. Just go walking up in the main road. But again, if you're 20 years old, I'm not going to have anything in common with you unless you're an old soul and you're that kind of person. But if you're my age or 50 and you're like just so serious about this, and this, there's no fun in that. Like, come on. So me, I find myself gravitating to people in their late 30s and early 40ish, depending on the individual. So
so you've chosen your 10 ladies from our unlimited database. You've written your introductory letter. You've sent us your best picks, and now you're waiting to hear back from the ladies. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm waiting to, well, one, to see whoever decided to say yes, and go for my first Skype video chat with them and see how things work that way. I'm in no hurry. If it's going to take time, because I'm probably going to fish in the same type of pond as Joe did, 20 years difference, sort of somewhere around there. And like I said, I've got no kids, so I'm really open to that. So if a girl, as I say, make a deal, I'm up for that too. But you got to remember, most girls are going to have a hard time keeping up with me. Trust me, you will. I am not this old fogey, old fart type of guy. I have my senior moments like anybody else, but I'm pretty more active than most of the guys at my own age.
Okay. So how many out of the 10 do you think you'll get responses back?
3.
3? Okay. Do you think the ladies are realistic for you?
Well, again, it's just a gut feeling. All it takes is one. All it takes is the right one. That's all I need. And the thing is, it's not about quantity; it's about quality. And like maybe in this this video or interview today, I don't make always the best first impressions or first. Yeah, you got to get to know me better. You got to know whatever, because I play stupid a lot. I'm sorry, but if somebody says you speak Russian, I go, oh, я не говорю по-русски, не понял говорю по-русски. Oh, вообще ужас говорю. So it's I speak a fair amount of Russian. I'm not saying I can have this conversation with you in Russian. I can't. No way. But I know when you're swearing at me. I know when you're this and that, and I understand more than I can speak. But I play stupid. I don't let people know, and I prefer it that way because you get to see the truth. And the same thing is when you're going on a journey. Don't lie to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. If you really want that younger girl, make sure you got the parts to keep up with that. So if you're going to ask for a younger girl, make sure you don't step up if you can't keep up, right? So don't ask for someone that likes to dance if you're not a dancer. I'm not a big rock and roll fan, but I'll listen to it. But if you hate dance music, go the other way. All my friends are rockers, but I do have my personal preferences, and my preferences, I like dance music. And,
all right. So let me be blunt. And back home, do you feel these ladies would be realistic or out of your league in Canada?
Age-wise, yes. When out of my league, no. I dated very intelligent girls because I'm not stupid. And once you get to know me, I've dated nurses, a teacher or two, a teacher, engineers, I can keep it up that way. I'm not worried. It's just the age thing is because it's the stigma, what we've been programmed to, like in the West, they don't go more than 5 years. That's the average. But again, I have a friend. He grew up here, and his wife is 20 years younger. So it does happen. And trust me, he's not a good-looking guy either. And she's a hottie. I was like, wow, like how did you scoop her? And he's like, just got lucky. Again, it happens, but it's rare, and it's not the norm. So,
all right.
But I do like very pretty women, and I will not settle for less.
Okay.
Simple as that. That's my standard.
Okay, so are you ready for an honest assessment of your real chances to get what you want? My promises to you is to give you an honest evaluation, even if it requires some tough love. Does that sound fair?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I know what you're gonna say, and I'll tell you if you're close to what I assume that you think. So.
Okay. Well,
but you gotta remember, I may not agree with you. And I'm going to tell you, I won't agree with you. That's for sure.
and that's fine. Well, let's go through our zone of success. Our zone of success evaluation was created by Joe and Tatiana by reverse engineering how and why our hundreds of married couples were successful. Zone of success or failure in the real world matchmaking is with real Ukrainian ladies. Does this sound okay?
Yep.
Okay. Zone of success. The first thing is age gap. And you know, you've mentioned before the 5-year thing. I always say 6 to 10 years. My fiance, for example, is 8 years. We always try to tell guys try to stay between that 6 to 10, but up to 15. I know you're looking for something a little different than that, but that's usually what we say for our zone of success in the age gap.
Right.
The second thing is financial stability. You know, do you own your own home? Do you are you able to provide that safety and security for a Ukrainian lady? So that's the second thing we look for. So what is like for your, just a rough estimate of your total annual income?
Well, I make guaranteed 60 grand, but I can go over 100 grand depending on my part-time job. But that's, I would say 60 grand take home. That's, you know, so it's about almost 70 grand, and that's a pension. I don't even have to work. So now my regular job, I can make up to $300,000 a year.
Okay. Now, do you own your own home?
Yeah, I had about 4 homes before. I used to do real estate, so I'm an ex-real estate agent, financing. So I'm down to 1. It's called a divorce.
Okay. Well, the next thing on our zone of success is, are you okay with single moms? And I think you said you are. So that's something that's really in your favor there. The next thing is, do you want to have children? Are you open to having children?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I've got no kids, so I'm the last in my family tree. So in my family, it's a big, you know, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? When are you going to do this? And that was a bit of our problem in my last relationship. It wasn't my fault, but I got blamed for it. So, but I'm not going to get into that. So just remember, everything is our fault. No matter what, it's our fault. Just remember that. Okay, guys?
Yeah. And then the last thing is, how often can you come to Ukraine?
Whenever I damn well please, as they say. You know, just give me a month or so work and I'll have the money together. So if we're busy, I can go. I have a bird. I have a pet bird. He's not here because he likes to chew on everything, and he's a real pain in the butt, especially when I'm not paying attention to him. So I already have a passport for him. I did my homework. Do it, like I say, do your homework, guys. Do your research. You know, I have a bird that I take with me, and I have to cover every country and everything to bring him there because I have to cover all the rules and stipulations and everything else like that. Yeah, I can travel. I have that freedom. You know, I work when I want to. It's part-time. So, but you know, it's a part-time, full-time, no-time job. So I work when I feel like it. I can be off for 10 years and go back the next day after that. So, it's a good freedom job, which is pretty cool, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. So,
okay. So,
yeah, it's one of those types of jobs. So,
okay. So George, are you ready to hear my assessment of what I think your
yeah. I'm really want to hear it. I really want to hear it, man.
Well, you know, you're a great guy, and I think you have a lot of the different tools that will make you successful. The only concern I have is what you're already guessing I'm going to say is the age gap thing. I think if you stayed between that 6 to 10 years, I think you'd be a lot more successful in finding that.
I agree.
But other than that, you have all the correct things in what you would find and be successful in finding a lady in Ukraine. So,
yeah. Well, I'd like to say one thing about that. You hit it on the spot, exactly what I thought you were. Like I said, I'll tell you the truth. Yes. Now, for the guys who are in my age group, 60 or so, and like I said, Ibu's going a little bit closer to 40-ish or so, but again, I'm hoping that I'll catch the right one, maybe. You know, we all got our dreams, you know, we all still wish, you know, that's why we're here. We have that, Cinderella, thing, wanting to get it. But my point is, if you are going to say go under the 15 years and closer to your own age, you're saying that's my only downfall. You're right. That is, the age gap is a big deal. But if you're going to stay within that 15 years and compared to Canada, to Ukraine, and the girls that you're going to get, the ladies, not girls, ladies that you're going to get are going to be a lot higher quality, a lot better looking in their 40s and 50s compared to what we got back home. The old belugas, there, and just sorry, just no class, no couth, no clothes, because they're all wearing their gym clothes, going out, whatever. It's like, God, dress up, please. These girls dress up, and if they dress up just to go to the store, to go pick up milk, whatever. They're not like our women here. They have a different mindset. They're not lazy or crazy. Well, women are crazy. But as far as all to women, all men are crazy too. So there's no difference that way. So.
All right. Well, George, thanks again for your audition today. I wish you good luck in winning the Bachelor #2 spot.
I hope so too.
All right. Okay. So we'll see you next on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. Vote for me. Smash that button, guys. Because if you want to keep hearing me being even crazier, smash it, because I will be as nuts as possible. I'll get my guns out. I'll get my army uniform. I'm going to go and bug Joe, because I'm going to drag him out here and bring him onto it and go, hi, Joe.
All right. Okay.
Have a good sense of humor, guys. Have a good sense of humor.
Yep. Stay online, and I'll be right with you after this message.
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?